I'm not sure exactly how to start this out, and I gotta go outside and talk, and there's people over there, and they're gonna hear me. All right guys, well we're here at a new place. It's our third spot for the trip. It's Midpoint RV Park, and it's in Sellers, South Carolina. So I'm gonna walk over here to this pond, and I'm gonna go fly a drone. I'd say the pond is this way. This is like a half a mile or so walking trail. This is a pretty cool spot to walk to go to the pond because that's where the pond is. It's over here. Well, I know that you guys didn't see our truck sitting in front of the camper, and that's because Christy had to go to the dentist. She had an emergency with one of her teeth. Yikes. What? She said I didn't have to go. Oh, do you guys see that? That's the place that you stand to look at the pond. I think it's called a stand. Look at what this opens up to. I think it's time for a break. But who would have ever thought that nestled behind this awesome RV park that we're at stands this amazing fishing pond, and nobody's here. Like, we've got the whole place to ourselves. It's kind of the reason I came over here. Well, do you mind if I just sit here and take a break for a second? That's a long walk from over there. All right, I'm better. So today we've got a great opportunity to review a drone that has just come out. It's the Ruko U11MINI 4K. And it's a revamp of that U11MINI that we flew about 8 months ago. The only flaw I found with that drone back then was the camera itself. And guess what? They fixed it. They put a three-axis gimbal on this drone. So now there's no more of that shaky footage to go along with their awesome colors. So I'm gonna see if this drone lives up to the hype. But first, I wanna tell you guys about this campground that we're at. It's called the Midpoint RV Resort, or RV Park. And it's in Sellers, South Carolina. I think I said that coming up the trail here. Well, it's set in a really small town, but it's got a lot to offer. I mean, like this pond. Who thought that this pond existed? I know, I sure didn't know about it. It's circled on their little pamphlet. All it says fishing pond. Doesn't say anything about the spectacular view that we've got here. Well, it's one of those up and coming parks that is under construction, but by the end of May, they're gonna have a lot to offer here. They're gonna have brand new facilities. And man, I kind of wish that we were here a little bit later. But if we were here a little bit later, we might not have the privacy that we have right now, right? Now, we've experienced a lot of firsts on this trip already. Whoa, there's a bee. We've experienced a lot of firsts on this trip already. The first being that we stayed at our first South Carolina state park the other day, Santee, and that was pretty amazing. Well, the second thing is on the way here from Santee, we experienced our first Love's Truck Stop diesel purchase. And we drove back in there with the truckers. We didn't have any problems at all. We drove in, paid, drove out. It was easy. Well, we then had what I like to call an almost first, which we pulled into Buc-ee's to try to get a brisket sandwich. We've never eaten one of them before. We pulled into the Buc-ee's in exit 170 off of I-95. It took us probably 20 or 30 minutes just to navigate through that parking lot. It was a nightmare. It was full. There was no parking spots. Everybody was parked all cockeyed, and nobody was moving. Well, anyway, we finally circled around there and got out of there, and then made our way up to the campground here. And we talked to the campground host, and she told us that that's the only Buc-ee's in the whole state. Well, while we were talking to the camp host, I asked her if she had any recommendations for a nice Mexican restaurant that was close, and she said Margarita's. It's in Florence. So we went to Florence. That was about 30 minutes away, and we went to this place called Margarita's, and it was delicious. Anyway, another interesting thing happened. We had a little straggler that we found in the parking lot, and I almost stepped on him and broke him, but I didn't. And I think I'm gonna name him Billy. We found him sitting in the parking lot beside one of those parking bumps. We set him up on the parking bump to watch us go into the restaurant and eat. And I told Christy, I said, if he's still here when we get back, we're bringing him with us. Well, he was still there, so we brought him with us. I'm pretty sure it's some sort of an action figure from like McDonald's or something from the movie Minecraft, but I'm not 100% sure. There's no writing on it for me to tell, but it looks like it could be Jack Black. What do you guys think? If you can tell me where that thing originated from, I'll give you a thumbs up in the comments. All right, guys, well, I think it's time for me to pull out this. Hang on, I gotta say something else that's clever that I wrote down. All right, guys, well, I think it's time for me to get the drone out of this backpack because you guys aren't here for, as one of our viewers put so eloquently, he says, dumb dialogue. So you're not here for the dumb dialogue, you're here for drones. So let me get this box open and show you what we got. So we've got our trusty landing pad. Got another bottle of water because I'm parched. I got my drone phone. And then we've got the Ruko U11MINI 4K. I'm gonna set this landing pad right here because that's in the middle of nothing. And I don't think there's a tree that it'll hit. They're all back pretty far. And then over this way, all we have is open water. We're gonna fly that way, hopefully about 1,500 feet for this test. About 10 minutes ago, it was quiet as could be. Now it's starting to get windy. Let me pull up air data here and take a look. Well, right now it's showing that we've only got 7-mile-an-hour winds, or 7-mile-an-hour gusts. And Christy just texted me. She's waiting in the lobby at the dentist for her tooth, so hopefully she'll be able to get that fixed. Anyway, it's showing that we've got 7-mile-an-hour gusts, but I feel like the winds are a little bit stronger than that. Well, now that we've got that all sorted out, I'm gonna open up this box and show you what we've got. Now, if you guys remember, we flew the U11MINI drone back in, it was like 8 months ago. And like I said, the only complaint that I had was simply the camera. The flight of that drone was amazing. And that's what they did here. I've got a remote ID module on top of it because I got to fly legally. But what they've done, let me take this cover off here. This is the drone. Does that look familiar to you? It looks like the DJI Mini 2, but only in black form like the last one was. But this one also has the 3-axis gimbal, sideways, left and right, or up and down, and then up and down like that. I'm really glad that they listened to the customer input on that because this drone could really be a true mini drone killer. Not necessarily DJI. Everybody always gets confused that I'm referring to only DJI, but when I say mini killer, I'm talking about any mini drone in the mini series with any company. So it could be Holystone, it could be Holyton, it could be Ruko, it could be DJI, it could be any of those things. But anyway, what comes in this box? So first of all, you get the drone, and here comes a wind gust. See, it just blew the thing away there. Anyway, it comes with the drone itself, and then you get this controller. This is, I think it's the same controller that they had before, and you pull it up here, and you put your phone in there, and then you have this cable that you connect your phone to, just like, you know, the major brands. So they've come a long way because the original Mini that they flew, or that they released, didn't have the cable. It was just a Wi-Fi type signal. So this is much better. And if you also remember that last drone that I had, the U11MINI that we flew, I was able to fly it out 1,500 feet. We didn't lose a single bar in signal, and also the transmission was clear as can be and smooth as can be. There was no problems. All right, so what else does it come with? So it comes with also 3 batteries. There's a battery in the drone, and then you've got 2 extra batteries here. So it comes with 3 batteries. Now these batteries do take a little bit of time to charge. So it did take quite a while for all 3 of these batteries to charge and the controller to charge, but they give you 3 cables. So you have 3 charging cables. You just have to, they don't come with the power brick, so you have to find the USB-A outlet to charge them in. Anyway, I think I need to get my phone out of the case here in order to fly. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to see this screen, man. This sun is bad. Let me make sure I got the thing all the way up. But I'm gonna put the phone into the controller here. And I'm telling you what, guys, I have not flown this drone yet. Ruko actually, they sent this drone shortly before we left for our trip, and I didn't have time to really do much with it before then. They asked me, literally, they said, please, before you leave, fly the drone and make sure that everything works properly. Well, I just didn't have the time. So this, I'm sorry, Ruko, but this is gonna be my first flight. You guys are gonna witness it. I need to find some shade. All right, let me get this box here packed up so I don't lose my little phone piece, because it is getting windy. I'm gonna set that over there. We're gonna take the drone and go set it on the landing pad. Ugh. All right, buddy, there's your home for now until I get you turned on and we get the controller linked up to you. Don't be scared, it'll be okay. I think I'm gonna walk over here to the shade so I can look down the trail and see if anybody's coming. Then I can also see my screen. Hey, look, nobody's coming. Again, there's this green tab on the controller. Somebody told me that that was for quality control. So apparently if it's got a green sticker, it's ready to go in the box. See how small that is? Well, crap, I forgot to turn the drone on. That's the first thing they want you to do, is turn the drone on. And then once you get the drone turned on, you can turn on the controller, and then you can start up the app. So to start the drone, all you got to do is press this button on the battery and hold it down, and it starts it up immediately. You don't have to double press or nothing like that. It makes it really, really simple. So I'm gonna set him back on his landing pad and let him just sit there. I'm gonna turn on the controller. I think you gotta, yeah, there you go. You gotta hold the button down. And then it's gonna take probably 50 seconds or so for the controller to link up with the drone. So I'm gonna walk back over there while it's doing all this annoying beeping, and hopefully get the camera set back up before it's done. All right, guys, I think it's locked in. It had that one single beep. So I went to open up the app, and it wants me to trust this phone or trust this computer. So I'm gonna hit trust, and hopefully it's gonna take me to the app. Well, I guess I gotta open up the app. Okay, I'm officially on the app. I'm gonna hit the down arrow. It's U11MINI 4K is already selected. So let me go to controls. So now we are connected to the drone. Look how fast that, what is that, FPV feed came up. That looks good. Another cool thing about the controller, guys, is the gimbal control is on the left. So I'm gonna pull the gimbal up. Well, I guess I can't go up. Let me pull the gimbal down, and it goes down. So I guess it stops at 90 degrees, or stops at, yeah, 90 degrees. No, 0 degrees. Then it might go down to 90 degrees, but I don't see any angle mark for the gimbal anywhere. But this is the same fly app that we used for the last drone. So we should be really familiar with this setup. I need to go talk to this drone for just a second real quick. I'll be right back. Hey buddy, I know we just met, but I have a feeling we're gonna be good friends. It says that there's some compass issues up there. So let me put him on the picnic table maybe. See if I can get to where there's no compass problems. Okay, so his compass interference is up into the 90s. So I think I need to go over here to the 3 dots and do a compass calibration. So let me hit compass calibration. I'll hit the word calibration. And then it's going to tell me to spin this sucker like this. I think it wants me to go counterclockwise, but of course I'm going clockwise. And now it wants me to go vertical like this. That's a slow one. And I'm going to put it down. I can't see what that screen says. Overheating detected. Standby mode until takeoff. Well, shoot. I'm all mixed up. I got to get the camera on the drone so we can see it take off, and we can do a what do you call that? A stabilization test. All right, let me do this. Let me go ahead and pull the sticks together. Maybe we can get this drone to where it's not overheated. Let me just, what does this say? Check the battery installation status. Don't show again. Confirm. Overheating to tell me, let me do this again. Pull the sticks together. I'm just gonna get him raised up just a little bit. We're gonna see how good he is as far as the, he's raising up quite a bit. I don't know if I really like that too much, but he's still raising up. I need him to come down. Let me lower him down. Okay, so we're gonna sit there. Why is he raising up so much? He's gotta get his, there he goes. He's got a stabilization now, but I just can't reach him. He might be a little bit too high. How high is he? Restoring live video transmission. I don't know what that means. I might be having some issues here. So his compass interference has gone down, so I'm gonna land him over here because maybe he's cooled down a little bit, and we're gonna restart everything and see if we can get this restoring live video transmission thing off of there because it's not coming off the screen. So let me just get him landed. Come on, buddy. There you go. Now he didn't even land on the pad right there, and he was only up, what, 5 feet? All right, I'm gonna go ahead and leave him sitting right there so he can look out that way. I always seem to have these logistical problems. But getting back to the app, it looks like it cleared itself up. So I'm gonna go up to the 3 dots and show you what options we've got. Now we're in beginner mode here, so that's not good. So I'm gonna check it off of beginner mode, if I can. And the max distance is 20,000 feet. Ain't gonna test that today. And then the flight height is set at 393 feet, that's the max. And then return to home altitude, we've got it at 65 feet. So I'm gonna scroll it over to say let's say 120, because I'm not sure about these trees. And I'm gonna hit save. Make sure that you hit save on this, because if you don't hit save, it's not gonna be there the next time that you open the drone up. And then you can be back in beginner mode before you know it. So that's that tab. And let me go down here to, what is that called? Settings. And it's, right now it's showing that it's 4K 30 frames a second. I'm gonna go over here to that, 1080p 60. No, we'll go 4K. We might have to save that too. What was neat is it was automatically in miles per hour for me. It wasn't in metric, because it knows that I don't understand that stuff. Looks channel 36, I'm not sure what that means. But then we'll go to the track, and it says that we've got 1 flight for 1.2 minutes. That's proof that I've never flown this drone until just now. if he doubted me. All right, we're getting back to the main screen here. I'm gonna go ahead and take this drone and put it back up on the landing pad, and we'll get him started, and I'm gonna try to do a stability test if I can get him to settle down. All right, here we are, let's get him started. I'm gonna pinch the sticks together. I'm just gonna raise him up a little bit, just a couple of feet, and see if he can hold his bearings right here. Now he's still raising up. He's continuously raising up a little bit, but it looks like now he might have his bearings, but he's raising up still. He's up to almost 6 feet, and it looks like he's settled down. Take a look at that drone, guys. What do you think? That ain't bad at all. That looks pretty solid to me. Okay, so he's passed the hover test. Now he just got a big wind gust in his face, and look at him moving around a little bit here, but he's still holding his ground, I think. All right, man, you got to hold your ground where you're not toilet bowling on me, are you? It's pretty windy right now. Let me grab a hold of his leg and see if I can. Well, shoot, he's not letting me grab a hold of his leg. Look out. I don't think he liked that very much. That might have been a mistake. Back up. What not to do. All right, guys, well, let me get him up in the air here and see if we can get him in a position that we can go out some distance and get some pretty good footage here, because this pond's a really nice place to fly. And the color on the screen to me looks pretty good. Let me pull the gimbal down just a hair. Now on the screen here, I'm sorry, I'm messing with the camera again. But on the screen here, look at that water. So he's up 115 feet, give or take. I don't know if he's really up high enough to miss all those trees. I think he is. So he's up 167 feet. Let's do this. Let's just fly straight forward. And we're gonna see if we can maintain our signal 1,500 feet. And pray that we don't have a flyaway incident. All right, he's gone out about, what, 250 feet? It looks like the signal is, the transmission might be freezing a little bit, and I'm stopping there because I hear a helicopter somewhere, but I don't see it. No, it's an airplane. Anyway, okay, let's just continue to go out. Now we're out 450 feet, and he's still flying strong. The signal looks good. The transmission looks okay. It looks like we might be able to have some better transmission on this, but yeah, the flight so far looks okay. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to hit record. Let me hit record on this. So now he's recording on the SD. Oh, I got to stop it because I need to format the card. We'll just not allow that. So we'll confirm the SD card, whatever it's called, and now we'll record. All right, so let's continue straight out there. We're almost, I guess, over, yeah, we're past the pond now. Well, we still have our signal. It's still as strong as can be, and we are almost 1,000 feet out. The gimbal looks like it might be a little bit crooked. I'm not sure if you guys can see that or not, but yeah, it looks like it might be high on the left. So we're almost 1,100 feet out, and we still have a good signal. We have a good signal, but the transmission isn't as good as the other drones seem to be. I'm not sure why. It keeps freezing on the phone here, if you guys can see that too. Okay, so we've hit 1,400 feet. I'm gonna have to turn him back around because I looked away and now I can't see where he's at. So I'm gonna have to turn him around and hit return to home. Oh man, it looks like we lost our transmission there. I'm pointed right at where he's at. I'm gonna have to turn him around here and come back to where we're at. There he is, there we are. So let me just hit the return to home button here on the screen, if you guys can see it in the camera. And we'll give him a chance to just fly straight home. Now he's coming back. That signal looks pretty good there. The transmission looks pretty good. Doesn't look bad. But I'm not sure how the, yeah, it's jumpy. I don't know. I think they almost took a step back, or we do have some interference here. I'm not exactly sure what's going on. But hopefully, oh, there he is. I see him now. Hopefully, hopefully he can find that home point and he doesn't land or try to land in the water. There he is. I'm gonna keep my thumb, like I always do, on that return to home button to cancel him if I have to. But we're gonna see how close he gets to the home point here. And now he's right over top of us. I'm gonna pull the gimbal straight down. It just seems like, I don't know if it's just not a good connection from him to the phone right now, or from the location, or if it's actually, I don't know. I'm confused, because the last U11 that we had a really good transmission. Okay, so he's coming down. I'm not exactly sure where he's gonna land or where he's lined up at because I don't have that arrow. But it doesn't look like he's in too bad a shape. He's at least not in the water. Where are you at, buddy? There you are. All right, so he's coming down pretty fast. He's only a couple of feet or maybe, well, yeah, I guess he's about 5 feet or so away from, maybe 8 feet away from the landing pad. And he's gonna land nice and soft. That's not a bad landing at all. I don't think that was bad. The signal has me concerned. I feel like I need to reboot him and the controller and see exactly what happens. All right, I got them both restarted and we're just waiting for them to connect with each other. So let's get back over there to the shade. Okay, so we are connected to the drone again. We've got, how much percentage of the battery do we have left? We have 100% of the controller left and we have very little interference here. So we may have just had a bad connection. I'm gonna go over here, make sure that we're not in beginner mode. So that did save. And I'm gonna just get him started and see if we can get him raised up a little bit just to see if he's a little bit more stable. And right now, so far, it seems like he might be drifting to the right. Well, he might be just going with the wind. Maybe he's still trying to just catch his bearings. All right, well, let's try this again. Let me just raise him up a little bit. I'm just gonna go over the pond and see how smooth the transmission is from here. Whoops, I pulled the gimbal down too far. I got a little bit excited, I guess. You can tell he's not liking this, and I'm telling you what, I'm not really too much impressed at the moment. Let me just fly straight out here and see if we can at least keep a transmission. I'm gonna raise him up a little bit more. I think it's windier than Air Data is saying too. That isn't too bad. The transmission looks good. The flight's smooth, sort of, but the gimbal's crooked. So let me turn him to the left here and see how smooth he is to turn. Not smooth at all. Okay, so that doesn't look promising either. All right, guys, well, I'm gonna just land him because I don't really feel comfortable flying him in the wind right now. Let me just fly him back over to where we are and we'll get him landed. Sorry, buddy. Let me see if I can catch you. You're not gonna like this, are you? I ain't gonna catch that, he's moving. Look at that. He's not very happy today. All right, well, so far the stability and the transmission don't seem to be working too awful well. The smoothness of the sticks, I don't know, they might have some more work to do on this drone. It's a shame because I really like Ruko and I really like the way that they listen to their customers and they try to implement things that the customers want. All right, guys, well, I've decided to give him one more chance. I've rebooted everything. I'm gonna go put him over on the landing pad and we're gonna see if he can hold his position a little bit better because so far, again, it's not really looking good. Let me hit record here, unable before takeoff. Really? Pinch the sticks together, just lift them up. I'm gonna hit record now. I thought I heard voices coming, but I guess not. Right there, the gimbal still looks crooked, right? Or is it just me? Let me yaw him over here to the left. It still looks crooked to me. It looks like now it's low on the left. All right, one more try. We're gonna get you up in the air here. We're gonna fly you straight out and try to see if we can get some smooth footage of you, because I really wanna make this work. Okay, so we are how high up? 78, 80 feet. I'm just gonna fly straight forward. I might need to go a little bit higher because those trees are tall. They seem to be. So right now we're smooth. We're at 100 feet, give or take. Or no, we're 100 feet high and we're 150 feet out. Just gonna fly straight out. I'm aiming straight towards the drone. You guys can see in the GoPro that I'm aiming straight towards the drone, but I gotta get in the shade so I can see. With the camera, or the transmission's still skipping a beat. It's not very steady, or it's not very consistent. Okay, well, I'm gonna call it there because I don't really feel comfortable going much further out. I think we did go out, what, 1,600 feet at one point. It looks like in the sky to me that he's dropping, and the transmission is definitely skipping. It's not my phone. I know that. I'm having trouble getting him to point back towards us. So let me just fly him straight back to us. And we'll give, let's do this. Let me try one of the special features that he's got. He's got this thing called point of interest, I believe. We might do that another day, but I think it's time to just get him back home. Let me fly straight forward and come down, and we'll just get him to land again right in front of me. If I can, if he's willing to do it. Where are you going now? You're going right into those trees. Okay, come on, straight down, buddy. Straight down. Come forward a little bit. Come forward. Let me pull you to the right. I got an ant crawling on my foot. Pull him to the right here and go straight forward. We'll just get him to come down a little bit, and hopefully he's in shot of the camera and the camera can see him flying. He does look like a really solid drone sitting there, but the footage just isn't, it's not what Ruko is capable of. They're capable of a lot more than that. All right, guys, let me get him packed up. We'll have a quick conclusion. Well, guys, unfortunately, it looks like we finally may have come across a drone made by Ruko that's not necessarily up to their standards. They might have some work to do to make this drone a little bit better. I'm gonna get in touch with them and let them know what happened. I don't think they're gonna be very happy about it. I'm still gonna post a video because I think you guys need to see it. But I think they're gonna, they got a little bit of work cut out for them on this drone. Who knows, maybe the next one will be a little bit better, I'm hoping, because I wasn't really too impressed with the transmission. The signal was good. The gimbal was not what I expected either. So it just wasn't smooth. All right, guys, with all that said, I hope you enjoy the video. Thanks for watching. Have a great week. God bless. Well, guys, I can't let the video end like this. I've got to give the Ruko U11MINI 4K one more chance at least. We're in a totally new spot. We're in a totally different state. Right now we're in North Carolina. So I'm gonna see if maybe it was the location that was the issue for this drone that's not named yet. So we're gonna set him up right there, and we're gonna see if he can do a little bit better today. All I'm gonna do right now, I'm just gonna do a stability test. I'm just gonna lift him up and see if he's gonna sit there and hover, find a spot, and see if that's any better than it was at the last campground. Turn the drone on. And we'll keep him in the shade here so he doesn't overheat like he did last time, because that was probably not good. There we go. All right, now the controller's on and the drone's on, so they're gonna communicate and try to connect. So let's go over here to the U11 or Ruko app, go to controls, see if we have a live feed. And we do, check that out. So now for sure it's connected. We'll just wait for it to gain some more satellites and we'll give it a better chance to capture that stability, if that's what you can call it. Hopefully you're feeling a little bit better today and you can pull this off. Here's your new home for just a few minutes until I can get more satellites and lift you up. I think that beep means that he's ready to fly. He's got 12 satellites. It did say up in the upper left-hand corner, ready to fly. Let's see if he's truly ready to fly. Let's get this started. Let me pull the sticks together. We'll get him raised up in the air. We'll just go a couple of feet and we'll see if he's more stable today than he was. Already he looks more stable, doesn't he? Well, let me put the controller down and walk up here and get a better view of him. He's starting to spin around in circles there. Looks like he's getting ready to toilet bowl. That doesn't look like it's a good thing. Yeah, he's moving around in circles a lot. I don't think I like that very much. I'm gonna land him because I don't feel comfortable with the tree coverage that we've got right here. I can't even get him on the mat. I don't know, guys, you tell me, is that normal? Right now we've got 15 satellites and the compass interference thing isn't going haywire. I mean, I'm at a loss here, I don't know. Let me try it one more time. Pinch the sticks, get them started. Just lift them up and let them sit there. And we'll just watch them for a second. So far, so good. All right, now he's looking like he's actually stable. Well, he's starting to spin around in that little toilet circle again. It's a good looking drone, I do give him that. Why are you moving around so much, buddy? Let me just touch your leg and see what happens. You scared me last time because you tried to attack me and then you crashed. Oh yeah, he's toilet bowling now. I need to get the controller and land him. This ain't good, guys. Well, look at that, he did land on the pad. Well, guys, unfortunately, I think that's gonna be the demise of this drone at the moment. I can't even seem to get him to hover right, and I couldn't get him to hover right at the other location, so done everything right as far as I know. If you think of anything that I've done wrong, let me know. Now, I have reached out to Ruko to let him know that I've had problems with this drone, and I just haven't heard back yet. So when I get any information back, I'll let you guys know. But as always, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Have a great week. God bless. All right, guys, I'm here to give the Ruko one more chance. One more chance. I heard back from the company, and apparently what had happened was when they shipped this drone out, they shipped it a little bit early. And since they shipped this drone out to me, there was an update on the Wi-Fi. So that would explain, apparently that would explain the issue with the communication between the drone and the controller. So that's why the transmission This is what the representative's telling me. That's why the transmission was so jittery. Now, another issue that we had was the stability. You guys remember a few minutes ago, you saw the stability when I grabbed the leg of the drone and it kind of spiraled and sort of crashed, and it was having a lot of trouble hovering. Well, I didn't give it enough chance or enough time, I guess, to get it satellites. That was on me. And apparently there's a light on here that whenever it turns solid green, that means that it's in GPS mode and it's captured all of its satellites. Don't worry, school's closed. That's why all these school buses are still here. But anyway, I got the landing pad set up right there. We're gonna fly straight up and we're gonna go straight over that way and see if the transmission and the signal and the stability and all that stuff is any better. So let me get the drone turned on and get all this stuff set up and we'll see if it's any better. I don't know if you guys heard that, but it just beeped twice. So now I can plug in my phone and I can turn on the app. Oh, and it just beeped once, so now it's in GPS mode. So now it's got all of its satellites. So I'm gonna open up the Ruko app right here and I'm gonna hit controls, and that's gonna take us to the drone and look at the clear picture that it's got. And right now we've got 14 satellites. If I'm just gonna start the drone up and hit confirm, raise him up a few feet. He came up pretty fast, didn't he? But look at that, it looks pretty stable to me. I don't think that looks bad at all. Look at this, guys. He's definitely a lot more stable than he was at those other two locations. Remember when he started toilet bowling? And that wasn't a good thing, was it? But yeah, he looks a lot more stable right now. Well, let me put the GoPro on the tripod here and we'll try a little stability test, because I think he looks a lot better now than he did before. I'm gonna turn him around so he's facing you guys. But yeah, so far he looks a lot better. Let me come down just a hair. But I'm gonna pull on his leg and see what he does. He's raising up just a little bit here, but he's found his little center spot. He's not doing the toilet bowling, but he is raising up. All right, guys. Well, I think it's time to send him off and see what he can do. So let me get him turned around here. We'll get him raised up. He does look a lot more stable than he was before. Let me just kind of go forward here and raise up. We'll go. I don't know. Look how smooth the camera is. It looks like a really good smooth camera. Pull the gimbal down just a little bit. That was nice and smooth. So how high are we now? We are 84 feet high. I'm gonna fly over this way. Yeah, we're gonna definitely need to be more than 115 feet high for that. So I'm just gonna raise up a little bit more. But I wanna go out, like I said before, 1,500 feet, give or take. Yeah, we're 140 feet up right now, and I think that we're still not as high as that antenna. We'll just make sure that we steer clear of that antenna. So let me just fly straight forward and see if this transmission's any better, because why is he flying left though? He's flying kind of left, isn't he? He's not really flying straight. I wonder if it's the wind. Yeah, he's flying left. Oh, you know what? I forgot to do a compass calibration. Let me pull him back here and get him landed, because I need to do a compass calibration, because it doesn't look like he's flying too straight right now. I don't know, guys. I mean, he doesn't look bad. It's just kind of, he was flying a little sideways there. So let me do a compass calibration and we'll see what we can do here. Okay, so let's start this again. Let me get him up in the air and pinch the sticks together. Just let him sit there and hover for just a second. Make sure that he's gonna be stable like he's supposed to be. Hi, buddy. Can you do this for us, please? Can you please make sure that you go and don't lose your transmission? I'd appreciate it. That was kind of an awkward conversation. All right, let me get him raised up in the air here. We'll see if he can fly straight this time and see if that compass calibration may have helped. So I'm just gonna get him up like 100 feet or so. I did see an airplane come through here a little while ago. Of course, they weren't too low. But that transmission seems like it's doing the same thing as it was doing before, doesn't it? It doesn't look like it's really fixed anything. Let me pull the camera up. The gimbal seems not straight again, and it's not really reacting to me. Let me get him landed here real quick. I want to restart everything, and we'll do the compass calibration right away. Is he toilet bowling? He is. I think he's kind of toilet bowling a little bit. That's not good, is it? I'm glad that he's going to land though. So he's got 24 satellites. Anyway, we'll get everything started again and we'll go from there. All right, guys, well, we got them all rebooted and everything. I got the compass calibration done. The interference little mark there is lower again, so Let's try this one more time. Let me get him up, or get him started here. Get him up in the air. I'm gonna just let him sit here and hover for a minute because I'm telling you what, he starts toilet bowling. If he's over there away from me, it's gonna be hard to get him back, I think. Because that toilet bowl thing is scary. But so far it looks like he's doing okay. I know you guys can see him in the GoPro there. Pull him down just a little bit. Sorry about the noise. I'm right by a road and some guy with a big loud motorcycle thinks he's cool. Okay, so he looks like is he starting to toilet bowl again? I mean, I really hope not. We've got full battery power still, and we've got 24 satellites. So he may be okay, he may not be. I'm not really sure. Let me go ahead and start recording this. And all right, I think it's time to raise him up in the air here about 100 feet or so and see what he can do. Actually, let me go a little bit lower. I just want to fly here to the left and see if he's gonna obey my controls and see if he starts toilet bowling. But right now, it looks like he's leveled off. Nope, he's starting to go around in circles again. You guys can tell in the footage there. You guys see him in the center of the screen? He's moving back and forth and around in a circle. It's not really that stable. It looks like he's just having trouble with that GPS lock, I think, but his light is green. Let me pull him down here and show you guys. The light is a solid green underneath his battery here. That green light right there means that he's locked onto GPS, so he should be stable. Maybe I'm just expecting too much. Maybe he's just catching some wind gusts here, but it looked to me like he was still toilet bowling, but now it looks like he's pretty stable. I'm scared. I'm not really sure if I want to send him off this way or not. I mean, I can do my best. Let me raise him up here and see what happens. So I've got the recording going. We're gonna go up maybe. The feed looks good again, so I don't think that's a problem. I just want to fly straight forward here from here and see where he goes. Is he gonna fly straight? No, he's flying crooked again. Guys, I don't trust this drone. I'm gonna land him. I don't like this. I'm sorry, Ruko, but I don't think that this drone is up to your standards. I think that you guys can do better. Now, granted, the transmission seems better, but his flight controls are way off. And he's going left when I want him to go straight. He's like going, I don't know, at like 11 o'clock whenever I'm pushing 12 o'clock. So I'm gonna get him landed, then we'll have a quick conclusion here. And maybe Ruko can get this straightened out and we'll take care of it at another time. Well guys, like I said last time at our last location, it's hard to fly a drone that you can't trust. And when it's toilet bowling like this, and then when it's flying it sideways, it's not something that you can trust. So hopefully, I'm gonna get back in touch with Ruko, and hopefully they can give me another option to fix this. But I hope that you guys enjoy the video. Sorry, Ruko, I know that this isn't what you wanna see or wanna hear, but we gotta do an honest review, right? But as always, guys, I hope you enjoy the video. Thanks for watching. Have a great week. God bless. Guys, we will get this problem fixed, and we'll come back at you with another video. But until then, rest in peace.